Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Blackhawk Technical College. More exactly, welcome to my office at Blackhawk Technical College. My name is Joe Ipson, and I'm the director of the radiography program. And we are here today for a virtual pinning ceremony for the class of 2020. We celebrate pinning as the completion of the clinical education portion of the radiography program. So that's why when you see the students and when they speak briefly towards the end to give their thanks and tell everybody maybe a little bit about their experience, you'll see that they're all in uniform. And again, this is the uniform that they've worn to clinical for each of the last 2 years. So I'm not going to belabor my talking right now. I will be having some remarks at the end. But before we get into our speakers, I would just like to say a few thank yous to a few individuals for making this all possible. First, to our clinical education partners and the department directors at those facilities, as well as the clinical instructors at each of those facilities. Obviously, this program is as much about the clinical education as anything. So having these good, strong clinical education partners is absolutely essential to the program and the quality of the program. And I say it at every opportunity, thank you all. We couldn't do it without you. I would like to thank the Blackhawk Technical College and specifically Dr. Tracy Pierner, the college president, Moira Lafayette, our dean here in the Health Sciences Division, for the support they show us and they show the program. This has been a great place to work for a long time, and it's largely because of the support we get from the college. 3 individuals in particular: Katie, Allie, Shannon, the glue that keeps the program running. The faculty for the radiography program. If this is indeed a good program, and in my heart this is a good program, it is very much because of these individuals. To the friends, family, significant others, kids, dogs, cats, I've met most of them doing these lectures over the last number of months via Zoom meeting. I think I've met pretty much everyone's dog by now. But thank you for all the support you've given to our students as they were going through this. This is not easy. This is not an easy program under the best of conditions. And the way we've spent the last few months didn't make any of this easier. It added a level of stress that truly none of us wanted. But here we are. And thank you for all the help you've given them getting to this point today. I'm sure you're very proud. And finally, the 15 of you, the students, the graduating students, thank you for a wonderful 2 years together, largely together virtually for the last couple months anyway. It's been a good time. And like I said yesterday when we were finishing up class for the last time, it has been my pleasure and my privilege to do this with you guys for the last 2 years. You know, some groups are harder to say goodbye to than others, and this is a particularly difficult group to say goodbye to. I've enjoyed immensely our time together and watching you all grow into the professional radiographers you are. I will stop there. Like I said, I will be having a few more comments before we wrap up today, but I'm going to start now introducing the speakers for the ceremony. The important thing to understand about these speakers is these are all individuals chosen by the students themselves. These are the people that they feel played an important role in their getting to where they are today. So I'll go ahead and introduce our first speaker from the faculty of the radiography program here at Blackhawk, Shannon Hatch. Shannon serves as a clinical and lab assistant for the program. Shannon.
Thank you, Joe. As Joe said, again, my name is Shannon Hatch, and I work with Blackhawk Technical College as a lab assistant and clinical assistant. And I gotta say that he hit it right on the ringer when he said that it's harder to let go of some groups than it is others. And this is a hard group. You guys were amazing from the beginning. You came in super headstrong with a group of seniors ahead of you that were also very headstrong, and you stood your ground and you proved your way through every day in clinical and every hour in class that you had to. And it wasn't easy, and especially tasked with, adding the precautions that we've had to take due to COVID here in the last part. Nobody wanted a graduation ceremony to be the way this is. So for that, I will tell you, it only proves to me further how strong you guys are and how you can get through anything. And so keep carrying that strength with you as you go. Your patients are going to need it, and you're going to be their voice at times. So please take with you every bit of that fire that you guys have carried these 2 years in the program. I want to also, as Joe did, thank the faculty that I work with. I have 3 pretty great coworkers, and it's a great feeling when you go to work knowing that you're doing something that you want to do, and you guys choosing this program and to come into this program and accomplishing that. I think you're going to find that very same feeling, because you're going to be right. What you chose to do, you're going to be doing. I would request one thing of you, though, as you move forward, and that is to always, 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 always leave what you have, even if it's as tough as what we're dealing with here, at the door, and come to work every day for your patients and treat them like your family. How your mother would want to be treated, how your grandmother, your father, your brother would want to be treated, because doing so, you're going to ensure that they're getting the best care that you can possibly give them. And so looking back at the time that we spent, and I didn't get a chance to go to RSNA, but just to kind of make things a little short here, I'm just going to go ahead and just get straight to the point here, and that is to say to you guys that I got a lot of respect for you all, and a lot of admiration for the dedication that you guys have put into making it through this program. And I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the profession moving forward.
Thank you, Shannon. Becca Weberg is a staff technologist in the Mercy Health System in Janesville, and also serves as a clinical instructor for the program. And Becca was asked to speak this year as well, and she has in the past. But unfortunately, Becca's not able to join us today. She did, however, send me a message that she would like conveyed to the students. And Katie Church of the radiography faculty is going to read that message.
All right, so I'm just going to read it as if it was her. I'm Katie Church, and I'm just going to read this as her, as she would if she were here. Class of 2020, thank you for the honor of speaking at your pinning ceremony. I'm sorry I'm not able to be there on Zoom with you today. Here are some parting thoughts. This adventure called radiography started just 2 short years ago and ended somewhat unexpectedly. However, you worked hard and you are ready for the next chapter as a radiologic technologist. The X-ray world you are entering is different than how you left it in mid-March. Don't be afraid. There is one thing that you should take away from the end of your schooling. One thing that I hope you learned, it is that we are undoubtedly one of the most important members of healthcare. While our group of professionals is small compared to nurses, patients need our knowledge and skills in many ways. Strive for perfection in your images and comfort your patients. They will appreciate it. As a graduate of Blackhawk Technical College Radiography program, you have been prepared greatly to go into the world of caring for others through diagnostic imaging. You endured 2 years of extensive training in the classroom, lab, and clinicals, and you are prepared. This is a huge accomplishment. Enjoy it. I had the privilege of watching some of you grow and learn, and I hope that your desire to continue learning never fades. Never pass on an opportunity to learn something new, whether that be another modality or from a simple chest x-ray that has a unique finding. Finally, you are ready for the certification test, I promise. I usually say to purge most of the physics you learned, but don't get rid of all of it. Students will be impressed by you when you know the answer. On behalf of all Mercy Health staff, congratulations, class of 2020, and good luck.
Thank you, Katie, and thank you, Becca. Our next speaker comes to us from SSM in Janesville, graduate of the Blackhawk Technical College radiography program and a regular speaker at this ceremony. I'd like to introduce next Mike Vengers.
Okay, hello? I think this is working. Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good, Mike.
Okay, cool. All right, well, congratulations, everybody. It's been an exciting 2 years. A little strange, I guess. But here we all are. You guys made it. The last 2 years or so probably went by pretty quick, and you guys had countless sacrifices and countless hours learning and preparing for today. I just wanted to say I'm so proud of all of you. Thank you for all your hard work with me, especially. I appreciated it. It was truly my pleasure. You guys are hands down one of my favorite parts of my job. And I go out of my way to try and spend as much time with you as I can, because honestly, I get a lot out of it too. It's so rewarding, really. One of my favorite parts, I guess, is when we get to go up to the OR together. And I know hips are scary. A lot of times you don't know what you're doing all the way yet, and it's your first time maybe. But, you know, I'm with you, and it's going to be okay. And as we go through, and I help you get in maybe the first couple times, I watch your hands fumble over the locks on the C-arm, and slowly and surely, it starts to become more fluid, and I see that happening, and it's beautiful. By the end of the case, you guys are doing it all on your own. I could probably leave, and you'd be okay. It's just rinse and repeat, you know? And seeing that, it's like watching like a flower bloom, you know, like in slow motion. It's just a beautiful thing. And it's just something I get to experience every year. And I guess I really enjoy that. And this time of year when you guys are graduating, it's always tough on me because I seriously love you guys, you know? And now I don't get to see you anymore. And that's tough. I really wish I could be there today, you know, to see you all in person and thank you in person and give you guys a hug. But right now, you know, things are different. And honestly, I'm probably the last person you'd want to hug right now, because how it's going out there, it's scary, you guys. And I'm knee deep in it every day. And you see all this stuff on TV and social media and that about what's going on, but you don't see a lot about what's going on with what you're going to be doing, specifically in X-ray. I guess I'll just take a second or a minute here to, you know, kind of tell you one of my experiences I had recently. About a month ago or so, my phone dings and I go into the ER, and just a chest x-ray. This is right when all this stuff was starting, and I get in there and I see the family, you know, they're scared. You can see it in their eyes. This isn't a normal chest x-ray. And I take it, I go and I show it to the rad right away because I've never seen this before. This is something scary. And we knew right away it was the corona. And this lady, sometimes when you do this, the patients kind of become a part of you. And this lady meant a lot to me. As you'll see, as I kind of explain everything I went through with her, it was tough. She got moved up to ICU, and every day when I'd come in, I'd go do the morning portable on her. I always made sure I was the one to do it because, I don't know, she's my patient, I guess. And she had good days and bad days and scarier days than others. And as you kind of watch the whole thing play out, watching her struggle it's tough, you know. But every day I was the one, if I was there, I always wanted to be the one that went in there. And one day my phone dinged at like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. This is a little after lunch, I would say. And I went up there. This is uncommon because normally they just ding and they're for the next day. And it said stat, so I hurried and I got up there and I got in the room, and you just knew something was wrong. There's never that many people. There's not enough PPE to put that many people in a room right now. And I got in there, right when I got in there, she stopped breathing. There was something wrong with her tube. We got it working again. I quick took the x-ray, showed it to the doctor in there, and they're able to adjust everything and got her breathing again. And she started to stabilize a little bit. And then they ordered an MRI, and what you have to go through now just to bring a patient downstairs, it's insane. The amount of, we had to shut down an elevator, and there was 5 of us just transporting this lady, and we had a face shield on her, and the face shield broke on the way down, and she's coughing up all this stuff, and I put my hand on her face shield just to hold it there. This whole thing took 2 hours to do one exam, and like five people. It was me, 2 nurses, a doctor, and an MRI tech. And the amount of time, it's just so different. I don't know. I feel it's just hard out there right now, I guess. Anyways, fast forward a little bit. Eventually she gets moved out of ICU. And then one day I'm up doing surgery and I come back down and my boss Amanda says, "Hey, they just let her go today." And it was a really good feeling, I guess, you know, because I carry all these patients with me. When you get to know them, like I got to know her. And I guess I was just, it was good to get a happy one, because there's so many that aren't happy now. And most of the ones, a lot of the ones I carry, they're not happy. But she's okay. And I was in surgery, so I missed the whole, like, you know, they do that thing when they clap. You've probably seen it, and you get to lead them out through a tunnel of people. And I wish I could have been there, but I wasn't. But it's just good to know that she's okay, I guess. It's just, things are so much harder now. And it's not just that. There's so much other stuff. Like, hospitals are hemorrhaging money right now. We're furloughing people, and we shouldn't. There's just not money to keep it going. And we're running with short staff every day. Just last Sunday, we had our ER, it was full. Normally we have 4 nurses, a tech, a doctor, and a PA. We had 2 nurses and a doctor and a PA. That's it. And it's full and it's busy. and it's serious stuff. And I went and I got this lady, she fell. And I get her and I do her head scan, her neck, okay? And then we take over and did a ton of x-rays. And this lady's probably 60, 70 pounds. She's 90 years old. Literally, she's a skeleton with skin. And when I did her pelvis x-ray, I noticed her whole entire like crest was just like cracked, like something you don't see a lot, you know? Really weird fracture. And I called the doctor right away and said, listen, man, I'm going to take her right back to CT and I'm going to do an abdomen. Just put it in order. I'm going to get this done because you're going to want this. So I did it. I took her back to her room and I went to go get the nurse, and we're short staffed and it's crazy. And first nurse I see sticks her head out of this door and she starts screaming for the doctor. And he's nowhere, he's doing something else. And she looks at me and she says, I need you to find him now. So I go get him. He goes in there. And then before I know it, I look around and there's just no one there, you know? And there's 2 call lights going off, not a single person around. So I just, okay, here we go, you know? I go and I answer the first call light. It's a lady that had to go to the bathroom. I went and I got a commode because you can't even go to the bathroom anymore. The bathrooms are actually in the COVID hallway. So you have to bring a commode to everybody. So I helped her do that. Then I got out and there was another call light. And when I answered that, and I did everything I could. And then finally I see a nurse. It was Danny. She jumps out of the COVID unit holding all these bags that she needed run to lab. You can't tube corona because you just can't right now, I guess. They're worried about it spreading through the tubes. I don't know. So then I take it and I run all the way across the hospital, drop it off at the lab. It's literally the farthest place that it could be, you know? And then I come back and then another call light's on and I go and it's my lady with the broken pelvis. And I go in there and it turns out when she fell, she was on her way to the bathroom. So she ended up going to the bathroom in her pants. And I didn't know this because I got all my stuff on. I can't smell anything. And all she wanted was someone to clean her up. I mean, her pelvis, it's literally like a skeleton, you guys, you know? Her whole crest was just not where it should be. And normally I would have just changed her myself and done that because that's what I do, you know? You just do it. We're not trained in that, but I mean, it's like changing a diaper. But I was pretty uncomfortable with trying to get her pants down, you know, with a fractured pelvis. So I went out and I said, I promise I'll be right back, you know. And I went out there and there's still no one around. Everything's going on. The helicopter's on its way to get this guy now. It's just crazy. I do everything I can. We just don't have the people. And it's terrifying. And I checked in again with her like 10 minutes later after I hit another call light. And I said, I promise I didn't forget about you, you know? We're coming, okay? And she looked at me and she goes, I understand. This lady's 91 with a broken pelvis. And she understood. I don't know. That was really neat. And anyways, finally, I get a second to grab Candace, one of the nurses, and she comes in there with me and gently we get all the stuff off and we get her cleaned up and as comfortable as we can. But that's what's going on. It's scary. I mean, it's just different now. And this trickle down of like cutting people in hours and stuff, just because we have less patients most days. Every patient takes so much more time though. And that's what the numbers don't add up, you know? And it's stressful. And then, well, yesterday, like I'm there, we're busy. And all of a sudden I find out that 3 of my coworkers, you know, have to go home because they're possibly exposed. And I look around and I got procedures to do in CT. I've got a full ER. Luckily, all my OR was done for the day. And I got 1 person. I look around and all I see is Bun. And it's just me and her. And my boss is like, are you guys going to be okay? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to be okay. We're not going to be okay. I know that, but we're going to do it anyways. So we went in, we did the procedure. The ER is backing up. While we're doing this, I'm getting everything ready. I'm drawing up contrast. I'm getting all the labs things checked. I'm multitasking when I shouldn't be. I should be there with the procedure, but I had Bun in there. We got through it. It was fine. It's hard right now. You know, we should have had 6 people staffed for that day, and we ended up having 2. And honestly, I'm tired, and I'm scared. Things are just different. Yes, and also yesterday, I have the people I work with, I love them like they're family. We are a family. Kathy's like our grandma. Tanya's my work mom. Ashley's my work wife, you know. And I've got Allie Cool and April Poglaze and, you know, so many wonderful people. And Bun, you know, they're like my work daughters. I'd do anything for them. I love them and they love me too. And so much stress on us all right now. And I try to take care of these people. I do, anytime there's something that's possibly the corona or whatever, I always try to be the one to go in there because I don't know how I would deal with if something happened to these people. Like, I don't know. It's scary. You care so much. And all I have at work right now are those people, you know? And to lose one, it would just hurt. And I have all these excuses of why I have to go in there and do all this stuff. I mean, Kathy, I love you. I know you're listening right now, but you shouldn't be going in there if at all possible. You know that. I know that. Tanya's a little bit older too, you know, and she wouldn't be good to get it. Allie Cool lives with her parents yet, you know, she can't bring it home. What if her mom gets it? Poglaze, her man, he travels all over the place doing his job. She's alone with a 3-year-old. Bun, but it's Bun versus the world with her daughter, you know. I can't have Bun get sick. Who's going to take care of Tay? You know, it's just really stressful. And yesterday when it was just me and Bun, I love Bun, but it got pretty heated. We got in a pretty big argument, and I told her basically all those things that I just told you guys. And I remember her looking at me, and she looked at me. In her eyes, I could see it, and she goes, "But Mike, that's how we feel about you." And I guess, you know, love, it goes both ways. And just to hear that she felt that way too, and that they all felt that way, and they care about me, it was sobering, you know, because it's scary right now. Every single day, there's more and more. You have to do more and stuff that you're not even trained in to do half the time, you know? And it's hard. But we're going to get through it. And I'm going to get through it with those people. Because I know that they're the ones I can lean on. I mean, that's all I have right now. And they're going to be there for me, and I'm going to be there for them. And I couldn't be more proud of my coworkers. And I guess as far as you guys graduating, it's going to be scary because you haven't even been in an x-ray room in so long, you know, even just going to do a chest x-ray, it's going to be scary. When I graduated, I was the last person to get a job in my class, you know, and I had to go work in a plastics factory for like months, you know, before I finally got one. So it's kind of similar to what you're going through, you know. Yeah, I hadn't even been in an x-ray room in like 4 months when I finally got a job, you know, and everything was scary, but I hit it head on, you know. And that's what you guys are going to have to do. There's people that you're going to see that you've experienced all this with, and there's some run from learning the hard things, the things that they don't want to do, you know. I want you guys to run at that stuff. because otherwise you're going to be scared all the time, man. All this stuff that you're going to have to do, you can do it. You just have to take that effort. You have to get in there and just do it. Like, I'm going to talk about April again from last year. You guys might know her. She's a little rough around the edges, you know, but she's one of the most wonderful people I've ever met. When she got hired, even if she didn't know how to do something, she was in there. She's trying. That's all I ask out of you guys. That's what you're going to need to do. April has only been with us a year, and she has, without question, my trust beyond the year that she's been there. She's family, you know. I can count on her and I can trust her. But that's the thing. She earned it. You guys are going to have to go out there. You're going to have to earn it. And wherever you end up, I hope you guys have a Tanya or a Kathy or a Klein, a Bun, you know. This tight group I have there, we're so close. You're going to need that now more than ever. Trust them. Love them. Be there for them, you know. It's going to be hard, but you got to earn that. You get in there and you do the stuff. I mean, I'm so proud of you guys. Like, I can't even imagine what it was like the last few months trying to learn this stuff, you know. The thing is, I'm scared every day. Like, you worry so much about taking it home to your family, the people you love, you know. And then I have all this stress of like worrying about the people I work with. Like, what happens, you know? And I'm just exhausted. I don't know what else to say. It's just hard. But you know what? Tomorrow, the sun's going to come up, man. It's going to be another day, and we're going to get through all of this. Eventually, things will hopefully go back to normal, and we just got to keep going. I mean, it's scary, and it is. And it's not even the fear. I'm not even scared about getting it anymore, you know? I'm more scared about the people I care about getting it. And I just got to keep doing what I can do. You know, I guess it's just going to be hard, but I know you guys are going to be all right. It's going to be a little bit harder for you than it was for all the previous classes. But when you get there, hit it running, you know, run right in, learn everything, do everything. Don't say you can't do stuff, because you can. It's all like a frame of mind, I guess. I guess I'll wrap this up. But having said all that, I'm beyond proud of all of you guys, and I'm sure you're going to do great things, and I really appreciate everything you did. And thank you. Like I said, I get so much out of you guys. The sense of, I don't know, fulfillment, I guess. It's just great. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, teachers. You guys as families, I mean, you're doing this and you're probably not able to work full time, all the sacrifices. I know how hard it is. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. Good luck, and honestly, be safe. I appreciate everything you did. Good luck, and thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Mike. And I need to apologize. I crossed up my catcher there. Our next speaker, who should have been the previous speaker, but I read my list wrong. I would now like to introduce also from SSM, and a technologist I've known for an awful long time and who I have an awful lot of respect for. And I'm glad is also one of our clinical instructors working with our students. And I'd like to turn this now over to Kathy Swiger.
Hi, everybody. Well, I'm so upset I had to go after Mike again, damn it. I just don't know that Mike knows how much he's loved. And if we were in the auditorium, I know right now he would be getting a standing ovation. Mike was one of my students way back in the day, back at Beloit Memorial. And I am so proud of the man that he is and the technologist that he is. He always goes the extra mile. I'm kind of chucking my speech that I had because after listening to Mike, I just kind of want to add to some of what he says. I'm so sorry that you guys can't have the pinning the way you wanted it, with everybody sitting next to each other and giving hugs and just celebrating together instead of separately. But the reason that we get into this is because of who Mike is and the care that we can give patients. And as you travel down the road in your career, I've been doing this for 44 years, you just learn to roll with the punches. There's never a day where the schedule goes right, where surgeries go right. It's just the way it is. But to be able to know that you are the one constant in that day, that no matter how things happen, you are that constant. You're the constant for the patient with your kindness and compassion. You're the constant for your coworkers with the love that you share as a family, although I am not the grandma, and for just the fact that you have each other. And as your career goes on, you're going to remember the technologists that you admired, like Mike, who is beyond awesome, and the technologists that you don't want to be like. And I just pray that you all have wonderful, safe, healthy careers where you love it 44 years later like I do. And I just have thoroughly enjoyed working with all of you. Sorry, I'm not a super techie, but I learn a lot from you all too. And I thoroughly enjoy the time I spend with you. And I just hope that you are nothing but happy and successful, but I know that you are, because you are all smart and wonderful and caring and compassionate. And I am so proud of you and so proud to have been a clinical instructor. I love you guys. God bless you all. Thank you. And thank you so much for the honor of speaking today. This is my first Zoom meeting, and I was looking for Katy Perry and Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie. I guess I got the wrong meeting. So I'll talk to you all later. I love you. Bye.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. Next, we always have a representative graduate speak as part of this ceremony, and we let it. It's nothing. We don't choose. The faculty doesn't choose the speaker. I don't choose the speaker. The class chooses the speaker. I don't get into the details of how it happens. It just happens, and I don't ask questions. But representing the class of 2020, I'd like to now turn it over to Brielle McGuigan.
Well, hello, everyone. I picked the wrong day to wear non-waterproof mascara, clearly. But as Joe said, my name is Brielle McGuigan. And my lovely classmates gave me the honor of speaking today. Keep it short and sweet, but I just wanted to thank my fellow students, our professors, our families, and our friends for taking the time to join us today for our virtual pinning ceremony. I know this is not the most ideal circumstance, but we do appreciate everyone taking their time to be here and still show your continued support for us. Today I look out at my computer screen and I see the 14 other students that I've spent the last 2 years of my life with. I feel as though we have all learned something from one another, and that we will carry with us as we start a career as technologists. And because of this, I will always be grateful for each and every one of you. I wouldn't have wanted to spend the last 2 years with any other group of people. Coronavirus or not, there will never be another group quite like us. Because let's be honest, we're pretty rad. Pun intended there, guys. I'll be honest, when I started the program, I knew nothing about x-rays. I was a Grey's Anatomy fan, and I thought I was going to be taking pictures of broken bones every day. We learned very quickly that that's not the case. But now, at least when I go home, my family has no idea what I'm talking about. So, it makes me feel pretty smart. I'm sure some of you can relate to this, and it just goes to show the tremendous amount of knowledge that we've all gained through this program. We started this journey as 18 very different individuals, but now only 15 of us remain in the end. We didn't know much about each other back in 2018, but if there was anything I learned very, very quickly about this group of people, it was that we all love dogs and potlucks. But I thought that I would summarize our personal growth in terms of dogs rather than medical jargon. We all entered this program like puppies, new to the world of radiography, of course. We were clueless, excited, and full of energy, and most important, eager to learn. As the program went on, we became like middle-aged dogs. We had gained some knowledge and training, developed our likes and dislikes. We all have a favorite exam now, and exams that we cringe at when they come up, and we became more independent. Now, we're more like senior-age dogs. We're fully trained, sociable, knowledgeable, but best of all, exhausted. Our professors will be welcoming in a new group of students that they will train, and this cycle will continue. It's our time to go out into the medical field and show the hospitals how much we've learned, and we may even get to pass our knowledge on to new students, depending on the hospital we end up at. This pinning ceremony represents the end of a chapter for us, and I hope this helps some of us find the closure that we're looking for. We did not get a lot of our last moments as seniors together due to the coronavirus. We did not get spring symposium, our community outreach day, our last 8 weeks of clinical education, a traditional pinning ceremony, or the chance to walk together across the stage at graduation. But most importantly, we did not get a chance to properly say goodbye to each other, our professors, or our clinical affiliates. However, I don't want this to take away from everything each of us has accomplished throughout the program. We have still accomplished hundreds of clinical hours. We still got to experience Spring Symposium once and RSNA. We learned about all 206 bones in the human body and know how to get quality images of all of them. We even learned how to spot the Scotty dogs on lumbar obliques. Joe taught us that physics can be fun and that focal size spot affects sharpness and sharpness only. We also had several potlucks and got away with most of them. Although the burnt bacon did get us in trouble once. I still think it was worth it though, if you ask me. I'm extremely proud of everything that I and my fellow classmates have accomplished these past 2 years. Thank you to everyone who has played a support role in our lives. It truly takes a village to get through a program like this. I can't wait to see where the future takes us. This is our time to go out into the world and become the best technologists that we can be. Thank you, Joe, Katie, Allie, and Shannon for everything you have done for us. Congratulations to my fellow radiography class of 2020. We did it.
Thank you, Brielle. Now I would just like to give all of the students a brief opportunity to say a couple words and maybe some thank you for the people that have, friends and family that have gotten them through this. So you know what order you're in, so I will go ahead and let you start.
Hi everyone, my name is Lydia Bame, and I want to thank my fiance Rory for supporting me physically and emotionally throughout this program. I want to thank my son Eli for always motivating me to be better and do better. And I want to extend my thanks to my friends and my family for supporting me through these last 2 years. Love you all.
Hi, my name is Brenna. I would just like to start by, I knew I was gonna cry.
Take a deep breath.
I would just like to start by saying thank you to all the instructors. Without your hard work and dedication, I wouldn't be where I am today. I'd also like to thank my fiance Brandon and my parents Sherry and Matt for their continuous support through these last 2 years. last but not least, I'd like to thank the rest of my family, friends, coworkers, and classmates, because without all of you all, or because of you all, I'm wearing this pin today. So thank you, and I love you all.
Hi, my name is Corinne Dunwoody. I guess I just wanted to start by saying thank you to my boyfriend, Brandon. There have been many good and bad days throughout this whole program the last 2 years. I wouldn't have wanted anybody else by my side. He's always encouraged me to do the best that I can do, and he's always made me see how much potential I have. I also want to thank my family, especially my mom, my friends, and my classmates for their constant support. I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for all of you, or well, I should say, be speaking on this Zoom. Jazmin, Hannah, Nina, and Evan, thank you for all the memorable car rides. I'm going to miss everyone, and I want to wish everyone the best of luck on your future adventures.
Hello, my name is Jessica Foslin. I would like to start out by saying thank you to my fiance Brody, my children Marley and Jordan. They are really the reason for everything I do in life. They have been so much support throughout these 2 years. I'd also like to thank all the CIs and techs that we've worked with. They let us come in to their jobs, follow them around, ask them a million questions. That's really awesome. Also for the instructors, they truly care about all of us. They're willing to do whatever it takes to help us learn, to get us through this. It's so nice to have people who are so compassionate about teaching. So thank you all.
I'm Karen Granger, and I just wanted to thank my parents and my boyfriend for watching my kids when I need to go to school or clinicals or get some studying done. I want to thank my kids because, you know, I had less time for them going through all this, and they, you know, they dealt with it for the last 2 years. Also for the healthy competition that Evan gave me for making sure we both got all our comps done as quick as we could and competing with grades too. And then thanks to all of the teachers, the passion for this work really comes out in your teaching. And thank you for all of the quick thinking with doing everything online. So thank you.
My name is Nina Heinzelman, and I would like to begin with thanking my family, especially my parents and my grandma. You guys have supported me the whole way, and without you guys, I could not have gotten here. I'd like to also thank my boyfriend, Devin, for being there for me through the good times and putting up with me through the bad times. I'd like to personally thank the teachers, the clinical instructors, the technologists, and my classmates. Without all of you guys, we wouldn't be sitting here today looking at each other from the chest up. And to CJ, Hannah, Jazmin, and yes, even Evan, I'd like to thank you guys for making so many memories with me, from the car rides to the classroom. I will never forget this time with you. So thank you all again, and here's to the class of 2020.
Hello again, everybody. My name is Brielle. I would like to thank my parents, my friends, my boyfriend Matt and his family for helping me get through this program and for this endless support. I know I wasn't a ray of sunshine every day, but thank you for loving me even on my worst days. I'd like to thank all my classmates, especially Kendall. Thank you for being my rock through this program. I'm thankful that brought us together. I couldn't have done this program without any of you. You have each contributed to my life in such a special way, whether you know it or not. Thank you to all the techs at various clinical sites for helping me, letting me follow you around and ask you the endless questions that I always have. And thank you, last but not least, to Joe, Katie, Allie, and Shannon. I wouldn't be here without you guys today. Thank you for going above and beyond for all of us, especially during this difficult time. Thank you, everyone, for a great 2 years.
Hello, my name is Celia Montero. I would like to start off by thanking my instructors, Joe, Allie, Katie, and Shannon. You are all amazing teachers, and I couldn't have been more blessed to have all three of you the past 2 years. I also want to thank my parents, my sister and my brother, and my daughter for all the support. I couldn't have done it without them. My friends, thank you for sticking around with me. I know we have a lot of time to make up. And then lastly, I would like to thank all the classmates. You are all wonderful, and I know you all do great things, and you'll be very missed. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I just wanted to thank all of our instructors for helping us through the last 2 years. They were all amazing. Thank you to all the clinical sites and the techs that worked with us and helped us learn through this program. And I want to thank my amazing support system that I have, most importantly, my parents. They've had to put up with a lot the last 2 years with me, as well as my brother and my sister-in-law and all of my other friends and family. And thank you to my awesome classmates. It's been an amazing 2 years, and we could have ended differently than this, but I look forward to eventually being able to see all of you guys again. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I just want to start by saying thank you to my friends who have been blown off a lot the last couple of years with excuses of homework or tests, or I'm just too tired and I have to get some sleep for clinicals the next morning. Next, I guess, thank you to all the instructors, Joe, Allie, Katie, and Shannon, and the clinical instructors, and techs out in clinicals for helping and teaching and just putting up with everything. All my classmates, thank you so much. It's been a wild ride the last couple years, and I couldn't imagine a better group of people to have gone through this with. And I guess most importantly, my parents. There's literally no way that I could have feasibly cut my hours at work and gone through this program without their support. So thank you to everyone.
Hi, my name is Kendall Richards, and I would like to give a big thank you to my family, Mom, Dad, and my sister Michaela. Thank you guys for the endless support. I couldn't have done this without you guys. I'm forever grateful for my classmates and our memories that we made together. I am especially grateful for our delicious potlucks. And lastly, thank you, Joe, Allie, Katie, and Shannon for your support and guidance and preparing me for my future. Couldn't have done this without any of you guys. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Hannah Rucker. I'd like to start by saying thank you to my parents for being there and always pushing me to do my homework on time and make sure I'm doing all my stuff before I'm going to see my friends. I'd like to thank my friends for putting up with me during all this. I would like to thank Jasmine, Nina, CJ, and Evan for our venting sessions in the car and making sure I'm also doing my homework and turning things in on time. I'd like to thank my brother, Noah, and my sister-in-law, Katie. And I'd like to thank Ryan for always being there for me. And of course, I'd like to thank Gemma, who everyone has gotten to know as my dog. You see her at Mercy and at Blackhawk in our lab. Thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Evan Schultz. I just want to say there's a lot that I'd like to say to everybody and mention all the moments that we had, but it's kind of hard to keep that short. So I just want to say quick thanks to my mom and dad. Love you for supporting me through my education. It's been a long journey and taken a lot of turns I didn't know I would take, but I'm kind of going with the flow. And so far, I love what I'm doing. I want to thank Allie, Katie, and Joe. I'd like to go into more detail, but I can't. The only thing that I can really think of is because of this whole COVID deal is that I just appreciate Joe, you going through and doing extra review sessions outside normal class time. And I appreciate Allie and Katie for answering questions outside of class too. Thank you to Shannon and Leandria. I know we didn't really have a lot of time together, and I don't know if she'll ever see it, but I appreciate the time that she put in at clinicals and Shannon and with labs and stuff. And and for the clinical help, I also want to thank the clinical sites and staff, Mike, Kathy on things down here, Becca for speaking. There's a reason that we chose you guys, I think, because we see that you're compassionate and the role models of techs that we want to be. And I think that we're all kind of aspiring to be something, if anything, like you. So we want to thank you for putting up with us for these past 2 years. It's sad to go, but this aspect of our education is vital, obviously having that clinical experience, and I appreciate the chance to be a part of your teams, even if it was for a short while. And I want to thank BTC for facilitating this program. It's a great way to cheaply sort of pay for school while getting a good degree. And I want to thank my classmates for making these last 2 years fun and memorable. Obviously, I was going to mention something about Karen and Brielle with competition. Just like in cross country, I always hated it in the moment, but it pushed me to be so much better and pushing to be the greatest potential that I had. So I thank you, and I thank everybody for a great 2 years. I honestly wish you all the best of luck. I hope that you're happy with this choice, and let's go show the world the Rad Tech class of 2020.
Hi, my name is Molly Taylor. I wanted to start off by thanking my coworkers for covering my shifts when I was too exhausted to work, for allowing me to come in late when I had a far drive home from a clinical site, and for switching their schedules around to completely accommodate my changing rotations at the hospital. I would personally like to thank Matt, my boyfriend, and Katie and Barbie, my friends, for listening to me during the hardest times. Also, I would like to thank my parents, Sarah and John, my mom and dad, who were my number one motivators. They helped me the most throughout this journey by offering encouraging words to keep me going, listening to my complaints and excitements, being my shoulders to cry on, and by continuously telling me how proud they were of me. Whether it was helping me open that first letter of acceptance into the program, helping me choose my very first pair of clinical shoes, to letting me use all the ink in their printer, especially these last couple of months, they have always been there, and I am very lucky to have such an amazing support system. Lastly, I would like to thank my instructors and my classmates, and especially Cassie and Jessica, for everything. You have helped me become the radiographer that I am today. And also, thank you to Kathy and Mike and also Heather. You three techs have shaped me as a person and have really shown me What a compassionate field that I'm in, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you guys so much. Here's to the class of 2020.
I want to start off by saying my name is Jazmin Tolman. Thank you guys for always being there and supporting us. I couldn't have done it without my classmates, my instructors, any of the clinical faculty. A special thanks to my mom and my dad, my sister and her boyfriend and my boyfriend for always being there for me and helping me be the best version of myself. Hannah, Nina, Evan, CJ, for the car rides. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Congrats, guys. We finally made it.
And thank you all. That made my day. I can't say enough about this group of students and how sad I am to see them go, and especially to see them go this way. But understand this is gonna all end, and things are going to come back to normal. And when they do, we need to find a way that we can all get together and really say thank you and really say goodbye properly. So you know where to find me, and I'll be there, and I'll get the first round. How does that sound, guys? So anyway, just a few thoughts, because like I said, things will get back to normal, and the world and healthcare and radiography and imaging, it's all going to return to a state of normal. We don't know when. Normal may look a little different than normal used to, but we will achieve normal. And one thing I can tell you for certain is when, and I don't think I'm surprising anyone by saying this, but when you spend more time alone than you're used to spending, you do a lot of thinking and you do a lot of reflecting. And I've been reflecting. I've been trying to get an appreciation for what Mike and Kathy and Becca and all the CIs and all the staff have been going through out there, because I can't fathom it. And I had a reasonable clinical career myself, and I just, as graduates, as colleagues, as peers, I can't say enough for the work you're doing and continue to do, and I thank you on behalf of myself, the program, and our profession. As for the graduates, again, I'm looking back over my time in this profession, and I graduated from a program very, very much like this one, sister college in the technical college system, as a matter of fact, in La Crosse, Western Wisconsin Technical Institute, as it was called at that time. And, I found myself graduating, at 22 and finding myself in a level 2 trauma center working third shift, probably far younger than anyone should have. And I wonder, what I've spent some time thinking about is if 38 years later Joe could go back and talk to 22-year-old Joe just entering the profession, what might I want to tell him? So maybe he could avoid some of the mistakes and maneuvers throughout these past years. And I ended up making a list of things I would want to tell myself, but it's too late. So I thought maybe I would share them with you. So here goes. First of all, remember why you came into this program and why you chose to enter this profession. I remember that's one of the first things we did when we had our first new student orientations, we went around the room and we talked about why are we here, and we talked about things like helping people and taking care of people that are sick and taking care of people that are injured. And 2 years later, ask yourself, is that still the case? And I'm certain it is, because I know you guys. Be the best and set your own standard. And what I mean by that is, you know a good image when you see one. You've looked at enough images now, you know a good image. So anytime you feel the need to ask, is that good enough? You probably already know the answer. Because the quality of the diagnosis is no better than the quality of that image, and everything hinges on the patient being diagnosed. Never expect to be perfect. Sorry guys, you're not gonna be, but always strive to be. Remember the technologist you learned the most from. Now, notice that I did not say, remember the technologist maybe you liked best, because sometimes they're not. But think about those technologists that you learned the most from. They probably pushed you. They probably held you to a standard, but it was almost certainly not a standard that wasn't higher than the standard they held for themselves. And be that technologist, and be that technologist for you, but be that technologist for the students you're going to be working for in your career. Listen constantly and learn something every day. This is something I've always tried to do my entire life, and certainly my entire professional career. Go home every day knowing something you didn't know that morning, and go home every day just a little bit better at this than you were that morning. Learn, learn, learn. Find that doctor, find that radiologist that loves to teach, because they're out there. And then just be a pest about showing you things, or just being allowed to listen in as they're dictating, or being allowed to listen in to when they're teaching residents or working with residents. Just become a sponge when it comes to knowledge about this, because then the more you know about what the radiologist is looking at on those images, the better you're going to be at producing those images. So again, just learn and learn and learn. I guess that's all I can say. Love what you do. You know, it's best for your patients, and it's best for you. It's okay if someday you decide, well, I've done this and it's time to move on to something else. Don't spend your life doing something if you don't love it. I feel very, very fortunate that I have spent my entire adult working career doing something in a profession that I absolutely love and am crazy about. I feel very, very strongly that we do the most exciting and the most important work in all of healthcare. I spoke to it a little bit before. You know, many people in healthcare work with, treatment and therapy, and that's great. I mean, everybody's got to be treated and made better, but nobody gets treated until they have a diagnosis, and nobody gets diagnosed without us. And finally, do well and do good. This is an important thing we do, and we need to never lose sight of that and the importance of what we do. So with that in mind, I guess I'm gonna wrap up my thoughts with the way I do most years when I'm talking about this. Again, I spoke a little bit about how long I've been doing this. Again, I started working as a radiographer in 1982, and over the course of my career, I've been a staff technologist. I have been a clinical instructor. I have been college program faculty. I was program director at a hospital-based program, and for the last 23 years, I've been program director here at Blackhawk. I don't say this because, you know, I feel it necessary to let everybody know all the great things I've done and wanted to do or whatever. But what I really want to get across is all the things I've ever done and all the wonderful things this career has provided for me. There was never a time where I felt more proud of the work I did, felt more respected for what I knew and what I was able to do than those years I worked as a staff technologist. And the best part about it is, and if it hasn't happened to you yet, it will. The day will come that it happens. I worked third shift, so I usually, you know, I got off work at 8 in the morning and I'd go home. But that's irrelevant what time of day you work is. But the day will come. You'll get home after working and you'll be relaxing or winding down or whatever it is you do to recharge your batteries after a day of work, and it'll dawn on you that something you did that day or something you did that night resulted in, at least in part, resulted in somebody's being alive that might not have been otherwise. And that is, I tell you guys, that is the coolest feeling in the world. And I feel bad for the people that maybe go their whole lives and never get to feel that, because it is the greatest thing in the world. I'm going to wrap up there. I'm going to say goodbye. But more importantly, I'm going to say see you soon. I'm proud of you all, and on behalf of the faculty of the radiography program, welcome to our profession. Thank you and good night.